Hi everybody, it's Brooke here from the SIP Studio. Welcome to our giraffe tutorial. This guy's actually a little bit easier than he probably looks, so it's pretty exciting to be sharing this one with you. Obviously, we usually do these sessions in the studio, but because of the current circumstances, there's no face-to-face anymore. So we're pretty excited to be able to bring you this tutorial so you can paint along with us at home. So before we get started, we're just going to go through a few items that we're going to need for our painting. Of course, the very first thing you're going to need are some paints. So we have got the blue, the red, the black, the white and the yellow, which is what you'll receive in the art kit. Of course, if you've got other acrylic paints at home, you can grab those colors as well. You're also going to need a pencil for sketching, and grab yourself a glass full of water. That's to rinse out the paint brushes in between color changes. Of course, you're going to need some paint brushes. So I've got a larger one, a pointy head one and a small box one. And then you're also going to grab your paint palette. And I also recommend using paper towel or an old cloth just to wipe off excess water. Okay, let's get started. So the very first thing we're going to do is our sketch. So I'm just going to move the paint to the side because we don't need that yet. Now, if you follow along with me, you should be fine for the sketch. But if you did order an art kit or you downloaded this online, we have included a picture that you can actually download and perhaps trace if you're not too confident with sketching, but I promise you I'll make this as easy as possible. So I want everybody to get their pencil and we're going to start our sketch. So I want you to find halfway on the canvas, so pretty much directly halfway, and we're going to start doing our giraffe's nose. So I'm going to sketch quite dark so you can see, but you don't need to do this as dark. So I just want you to do like an M shape. Just like that. So all you need to do is a little M, and it's pretty much directly in the center of our canvas. And then after we've done an M, we're going to bring it around. Now this is the top of the giraffe's mouth. Just like that, okay? That's all I want you to do. So pretty easy. We're going to draw in little nostrils as well. So that is basically the nose and the top of the mouth for our giraffe. Now we're going to do the bottom jaw, which just comes around like this. Okay, so once you've done that, so pretty easy steps. So this guy's actually a lot easier than he does look. Now the next step we're going to do is we're going to come up for the eyes. So I want you all from this to here, just come up. You can do it as high as you like and just go around like that. And we're going to do the same and try and match it. So if you want it to be the same, come over and probably start over here and just go around and bring that one down as well. Excellent. Okay, so after we've done that, we're then going to do our eyes. So giraffe's eyes sort of poke out of the side, so they're actually in three sort of strokes. So I'm going to show you. So from here, come in 1, and then come around 2, and then the third one 3. So let's do the same here. So from here, come into a point 1, and then 2, and then come out 3. So that's our giraffe eyes. Now we want to join our eyes down here to our mouth. So to do that, come out and do a little cheek and in, come out, little cheek and in. So our giraffe head's starting to take shape. Now after we've done that, we're going to do the little sort of pointy antlers, I suppose they're called, or little horns that they have on top of their head. So we're just going to draw a U. So pretty much in the middle, just draw a U shape like that. And then once we've done that, I want you to come down the side of the U just like this. And then once we've done that, we are then going to draw our ears. So our ears are going to come from the bottom. So from the bottom of the eye, do a little ear, go around and just stop around there. So the giraffe ears aren't pointing up, they're pointing out to the side. Same thing with the eye, go around, rounded, come up a bit, just like that. So as you can see, he's starting to take shape. And now we basically just need to join these two. So just a little bump over like that and come down, just like that. Now we can draw the inside of the ears. So there'll be one there, one like that. So he's definitely starting to take shape. And now we're going to draw our neck. So you can draw your neck any way you like. You can draw your neck perhaps just coming down here. You might want it to come off the page. You might want it to snake. Maybe you want it this way. Maybe you want it straight down. I'm just going to do one that snakes just to show you. So basically it's sort of like an S. And with giraffes, it's usually thinner up the top and a little bit thicker at the bottom. So I'm going to try and follow that. There we go. So there's my little giraffe neck. And these little bits here, we can paint in later, but if you just want it as a reference on the canvas to where it will go, you can just put them in. So that's it. That is all of the sketching for our giraffe. I'm just going to move that a little bit so you can see better. So as I said, he's not too hard. He's a little bit easier. Okay, let's get on to our painting. So the first thing we're going to do is our background. So decide what color background you want to do. And of course you can do any color you like. I might do a yellow background for today. So I'm just going to grab my yellow paint. Don't worry about any other colors at this stage. So whatever background color you want to do, I'm going to pop some paint on here. Now you can also pop a little bit of white because white will thicken up your color. So I'm just going to put a little bit of white on as well. Okay, so then grab a brush. For this one, instead of using so you've got two choices. You can either use your larger brush or go down the size and use your smaller brush. So it doesn't matter which one you use. For this background, I'm going to use the big brush just because it's quicker to fill it in, but don't feel like you have to. Now I'm going to dip my paintbrush. I'll just pop that there in the water. Okay. And I've got my yellow and my white, and I am just going to mix a little bit of that white into the yellow just because I want to thicken it up and maybe lighten it just a tad. Okay, it mixes in pretty quickly, so that's fine. So let's start painting. Now, you don't have to do a background that's nice and smooth like this. If you want to do a textured background, I recommend just having white separate to your color. And what you do is you're going to pick up some yellow and you're going to be doing strokes like that, and then pick up some white and then stroke it through, and you're going to end up with quite a nice textured background. But just for this exercise today, I'm just going to smooth it off and do a smooth background. And of course you might want to look like your giraffes, you know, sort of in Africa. So you might want to do more of a sunset background, which you would just be blending your colors. Instead of just yellow, you'd be blending from red to orange to yellow if you want to do that. And that can look really lovely too for this painting. But again, it's totally up to you what you want to do. So let's just fill in the background. So with the background, it's a good opportunity to start testing out your brush. You'll notice the harder you press your brush, the fatter the lines will be, and the lighter you press your brush, the smaller the lines will be. So just experiment with the pressure when you're painting that background. And if you like, you can also absolutely add in other colors. So you don't just have to have it yellow. you can, instead of doing the textured background like I showed you, you can just add in a few bits of white here and there. So what you would do is just grab and you just add in bits of white and it would just streak through like that. And that can look quite interesting in your background too. So it's just up to you what you want to do. But just again, for this one, I'm just going to do it quite plain. Now, when you get up to your marks for your pencil, go right up to it. So don't go around like that where you've got white space. You want to go right up to your pencil mark. Don't worry if you go over your sketch a little bit, because we will be outlining it in a black anyway. All right, go around that little chin. And let's go around and down. Now, of course, you can do the sides and the top of your canvas if you like as well. It's totally up to you. I just dropped a little bit of paint on my pants, so I'm just getting that off at the moment. So make sure you're wearing older clothes. It is acrylic paint, so it will wash out if you get it straight away. If you leave it and you haven't realized you've gotten paint on you, fortunately it's not going to come out. So I'm just going to paint over my little horns, the top of them anyway. Let's fill in that little U bit. And I might just go over this section here. And down. Oh. Now you will find when you're painting, it'll be a very calming thing. So this is great if you've got a little bit of anxiety from everything that's happening at the moment, or maybe you've got the kids and they're driving you crazy. I know mine has been whilst on school holidays. So this is also great just for you to have a little bit of me time and just to zone out for, you know, a good hour and a half or so, and to do something for yourself. Now the only colour I'd probably recommend not doing for this background is probably black, only because we are going to be outlining our giraffe in black, and if you do the background black, you're just not going to see any of that outline whatsoever. Okay, so now I've only got this top quarter for my giraffe to do, so let's get onto that and then we'll be finished with our background. I'm just going to paint in there. All right, we're nearly done. So you will notice if you have been to our studio before, doing these little online courses are actually a lot faster than what they would be in the studio. Typically a studio session sort of goes anywhere from between 2, sometimes even 3 hours, depending on the design we're doing. That's because the teachers walk around through each stage should I say, and just check on the progress. And you know, there's a lot of first time painters there, just to see if anyone, you know, really needs some help. Okay, excellent. So that is our background painted in. So let's wash out our brush. I'm not going to use that large one anymore. Now, the first color I want you to put down is white. So get some whites, paint onto your palette. Get the red. And get the blue. We're not doing black just yet, that will be last. And put a little bit more yellow if you need it. Now from these colors, we can make quite a lot of colors. So I'm gonna do this one bright. So our giraffe's gonna be all different colors. But if you like, you can do your giraffe just in the sort of more of the natural colors that it comes in. So obviously the oranges and the browns and the yellows and like reds, that can look really nice too. But just for today, I'm going to do it a little bit brighter. So they're the colors I got on my palette. So I've got the red, the white, the red, the blue, the yellow. And I'm going to mix up some other colors from that. So the first color that I'm going to mix up is going to be an orange. So of course, to mix up orange, it is red and yellow. So I'm just going to take the yellow and put it to the side like that. And I'm going to grab a bit of the red. That's probably too much red. So let's pop that there. And let's mix that up. And we'll get a nice orange. I might put a tad bit more yellow in that. Okay, so we've got a nice orange happening there. So basically what we're going to do is start putting colours in certain spots. So we might do some orange down here, and our giraffe might have some orange spots. Why not? So there's one. I might do a bigger one at the bottom, down here. And I might do a round one here. So we're just going to fill in our giraffe with all different sort of colours. And we'll do one this shape. And we are going to go back over this later with black. So there will be some black spots in our giraffe. And maybe one here. We'll do little ones as well. Okay, so there's my orange. Now I need to decide where I want orange on my face. So I can do my face a few different ways. I can just break it up in sections and do like a different color here, 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 this and this. Or I can do it in patches where we've got all different colors. So it's gonna be totally up to you how you wanna paint your giraffe. So I will leave that up to you. Today I will just show you how to do a couple of different colors on your giraffe just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I am going to do the ears orange though. So there will be some sections that I keep, I guess, symmetrical in color. Sort of similar to if you were doing our rainbow line that we have. And you can also see I've swapped to my smaller brush. It just gives you a little bit more control over where you're putting your colors. So we've got a little orange here in there. Let's do one in here as well. So once you've sort of done this, you might decide that you're really loving these colors, and you might just decide to go, well, I'm only going to do red now. And you could easily do your giraffe just orange, yellow and red, and add a little bit of brown if you wanted to, but we're going to do ours colorful. So we're going to keep to the original brief. So we've got orange there. Look, I might even put a little bit of orange on our nose. And I'm not going to go the whole way up, I don't think. Let's just go around here. So we've got a bit of orange there. And we might even do a little bit of orange down here. Just like that. We might even do the whole thing orange, why not? I think he's looking pretty cute. And we might do some little like orange dots up in here as well. Now this is the fun bit, so you can absolutely play around with where you're going to put your colours. It doesn't have to be, you know, all the same. Put little dots and little colours wherever you feel. So this is a great one for the kids to be really imaginative and just sort of do their own thing with it. Okay, so that is a lot of our orange. I might even just put maybe a few more little orange spots and bits around here. Maybe we'll do one here. Not really sure where I'm going with this, so we'll just see what happens with it. Okay, wash out your brush. And let's do another colour. So I've done orange. I might go and do like a red and then a pink. So I'm not even really going to mix my red up much. I'm just going to use the actual red colour that we've got here. And same thing, just start doing little spots in areas of your giraffe. And we might do maybe some red at the end of our ears and go around that little spot there. We might just leave it like that. And let's go around here. Again, we might, same type of thing. I might do some red up here and here. Just like that. And maybe we'll do a little bit of red. We might even blend that a little bit because we can. I might even go over and just blend it up. Just to there, and we'll blend it down. So there's no rules with this, you can do anything you like. And maybe we'll do little red cheeks because that could look cute. Just one there. And we'll do one there. Okay, so there's the red done. So let's wash that out. Now, whilst I'm still doing red, I'm going to move to pink now. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my red, put it over here, and get some white, and let's make up a pink. Now it depends, you can have your pink as bright as you like, or you can have it more of a pastel, it's up to you. So I'm going to do, I think I'll have that pink. And let's start putting in dots, filling in areas. So when you're painting around some of these dots, you can absolutely try and paint around. See how I've done it here and here? Now, what will we do pink? We might do maybe the top here pink. And we might just bring it around the side a little bit. Just like that. And we might do a little bit more pink on our ears, just like that. And we'll do some here. And go around that little orange dot there. And let's put a little bit of pink down here. And we'll put some here. And maybe we'll do just above the eyes, sort of like the eyelids, I guess. And I might even bring that stripe down. Just to there, there. Okay, let's wash out our brush. And sort of stand back and have a look and see how your giraffe's looking. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a lot of our warm colours sort of done. Now we will move on to our cool colours. So we don't want to overdo our cool colours, but we do need some of them there. So we do need to make a green, and we're going to have blue as well. So first we're going to make green. So to make green is yellow and blue. And let's make up a green. Let's see what color green we end up with. Every time we do this, we end up with a different sort of green. All right, so I've kind of got like an aqua green. So I'm pretty happy with that aqua green. So I'm just going to go with that. And let's just see what we end up with. So I might bring this out just there slightly. So I might put some green down here and maybe one over there. We might do some green in here. And maybe a little bit here. Still want to leave enough room so we can put some blue in as well. Okay, I might even make these little bits up top here. Oh, green. Now I do want to be careful under the eye. I don't want to do under the eye too dark because it will look like our little giraffe has got bags, and we don't want our giraffe to have bags under his eyes. So I might even bring in yellow. Even though I have it in the background, I can still bring it in. All right, we'll just bring in a bit of green down here. And maybe paint around that a bit. And we might do a little nostril. We might do this one green. Why not, hey? And I don't want to go under the eye so much, so we might just do like a little bit, and we'll do some dots. Just like that. Okay, so that's probably enough green. Wash out your brush. Now let's get blue. So you can either just use the blue unmixed or put a little bit of white with it. I'm going to pop a little bit of white with my blue just to brighten it up slightly. And it will also lighten up that blue a little bit as well. But again, it's up to you. And that's the color that I've got. Okay, so let's put some blue in. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue here, and I might even go over that slightly and put some blue there. No, don't worry, this is all going to come together at the end when we do our black. Put some there, blue there, might do blue down here. And maybe I'll go over that. Okay, so we've got some of our blues done. Now I'm going to go up here and do some blue. some here. And we might do, let's see, how are we looking? Might put a bit of blue there. So just stand back and have a look at your giraffe. And once our color dries, we can absolutely go back and add colors that we feel maybe are missing. Like I feel like our face doesn't have a lot of blue compared to here. So I might even add like little blue dots, like maybe one there, maybe one under here, maybe one there. So these are just little highlights. Let's just bring that down here. I might as well go and copy that and do the same. And I'll fill in that little gap like that. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to wash out my brush, and the very last colour I'm going to bring back through is yellow. So wash out that brush quite well if you're going to be using that yellow. All right, so let's grab some yellow, and I'm just going to fill in a couple more blanks down here, just with tad bits of yellow. And I'm going to fill in this area here with some yellow. And this is the part I was talking about, sort of under the eyes. I really didn't want it to be too dark under there, because I don't want our giraffe to look like he's tired. And I might even put some yellow here. Okay. I might bring it down there. Really just wherever you want to pop it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that for the moment. So what we want to do now, we're going to start filling in our eye. So we need black. So let's get out some black. Now I'm just going to put black in the center of my palette. So I've just popped it there, and I am going to change brushes. So I am going to change to a brush that's got more of a pointed head. Now it's up to you what size you want to do it. This is sort of a medium pointed head brush. Now we're going to fill in our eyes. Now they're going to be a black color. So dip your paintbrush in water and then dip it in the black. And it will start making that black a little runny, but it's easier to work with, and then twirl it so you keep that shape. Now, this is where you might have to have a steady hand. So let's paint our eye. And I always find it easier to sort of paint the outside first and then paint in. Now, it will be easier for you if that black is a little bit more watery. Okay, let's paint him in. Now, usually we don't use just black on a canvas, but just for this painting, because it's so bright, I do think black looks better than if we mix it with a little bit of white to make like a Payne's grey, which is what we usually do for other paintings, just not this one. Okay, fantastic. I'm just going to bring out that eye slightly. Excellent. So we have one eye. Now let's do it on the other side. Now the harder you press with your brush, like if I press really hard, I've got quite a wide brush stroke. If I press really thin like that, I've got quite a thin brush stroke. So you'll just have to play around with the pressure until you find what works. And believe me when I say outlining can definitely be a harder thing to do, and it does take practice. Okay, so there is my giraffe eye. Now what we're going to do is go around and outline our entire giraffe, and we're going to put some details in. But before we do details, we want to make sure our giraffe is relatively dry. So it's going to all depend on how thick you actually did your painting and how thick your paints are. So my background's quite dry, but some of this is quite thick. So inside's still quite wet, but a lot of my outside area is dry. So I'm going to start outlining the outside. So I am going to start probably just with my cheek. So again, not a lot of pressure when you're doing this. So I'm going to pop him back in just like that. Make sure you've got water mixed with your black and you're spinning your paintbrush around like this to make it nice and pointed. And don't use a lot of pressure, so just touch it very slightly and come round like that. Now let's do our other side. Just like that. Now basically the whole sketch is what we're outlining here. So we are going to outline our mouth, and then we've got our little chin. I am going to come back and do in there. Actually, I might just do that now. Okay. Let's do a little nose, so like that. And like that. And you can put the little swiggle in. How's that looking? So our giraffe will start to come to life now. And we still have the details to go. I might move that out the way because I'm getting paint on my arm. Okay, let's outline our neck. So just from here, come down. Now, as I said, you don't need to actually press that hard. Okay, let's keep going. Excellent. All right, so that's one outline done. We're going to do the other side of our neck. So my paint's going on quite smooth because of that water that is mixed in with the black. It almost makes it more like an ink-like consistency. Okay, so let's see how wet this is. It seems pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and outline these bits as well. Just like that. Now you can put your pinky on the canvas and that can help steady your hand. Let's do our ears. And inside our ear there. Okay, how's he looking? I think he's looking pretty good. We still have all the details to go. let's go up. There's one, there's two, and there's one. Excellent. Now I am going to put in some of these little features here, like that too. Okay, so that's all of our giraffe outlined. So whilst we've done that, the inside of our giraffe should have started to dry a little bit. So now we can go back and do some little features. So we're going to do some black dots on our giraffe. So the features are going to be made up of solid black dots, and some are going to be going around some of our dots already there. So I'm going to show you examples of both. So this here is a really good example of one where I am just going to outline the dot like that. Okay, so find some where you can just outline. So you'll find them, like this is another good one. And I might do even that little blue one. I might have to bring that out a little bit. And a blue one as well. Now, actually I might even do this little one here because I think it's cute. There we go. Okay, so we've outlined some of the dots. Now we're going to put some black dots in. So just put random black dots. So we're going to have one here. And we might even do one here. And wherever you want them to be. We might do one on the side here. So it will cover up some of that paint, but you will also see some of that other paint come through. And why not one here? And we'll do one down here. So try and sort of cover up where some of that white is. We do want some of the white to show through, but we also want some of it to be hidden. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I might even just do one there too. Okay, so we're also going to sort of copy that and bring that up here. So we are also going to do some little black dots. So we'll do one sort of up here. And we might do another there. Maybe one there. Here. Maybe one there. So these ones are obviously a bit smaller that are on our giraffe's face and the body. You can even do a little black dots here, maybe one here, anywhere you want really. Okay, so that's sort of our black done. Now we will just go and do some little black highlights. So I've still got the black. So on the bottom here with our chin, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, just like that. And also here, we want to, for our ears, we want to go like 1, 2, 3. And same on this side, 3. Excellent. Okay, let's wash that out. Now, this is where we really need our giraffe to be quite dry, because the next section we're going to do is going to be white. So this is where we're going to add some eyelashes, we're going to add some eyelids, and we're going to do some white dots on our giraffe. So let him dry. So probably give him 5-10 minutes to dry, and then we'll come back with the white. And then once we've done the white highlights, we can then finish off our mane, and our mane will look different depending on how our neck looks. Okay, so let's give him 5 minutes and we'll come back to him. Okay, so our painting has had a little bit more time to dry now. So let's crack on with some of our other features. So again, I still want you to be using this pointy head brush. Give it a good clean out because you did use black with it. So you don't want to have any black in with your white. Okay, so let's get some white on our brush. Okay, so we're going to do a few little white features. So the first little white feature we're going to do is up here. So see how we've got the black little tufts? We're also going to go over and sort of highlight some of them in white as well, just like that. We're also going to highlight the mouth. So just that top lip, we're highlighting just like that. Now we're also going to be doing some eyelids. So we want to do an eyelid and it's just going to go around like that. And let's do it on the other side like that as well. And we also want an eyelid up the top. And an eyelid up the top. Now we are going to do some eyelashes, but we'll do them last because sometimes it can be one of the harder things to do for some unknown reason. Now let's do some little white dots as well. So get a decent amount of paint and we are going to do some white dots also. So some can be quite big if you want. And just wherever you want to do them. And some can be little ones, like that. You don't need a lot, you just need a couple. Okay, excellent. Now let's do our eyelashes. So eyelashes are going to come out. So we want to start 1, 2, get a bit more paint. I haven't watered down my white because I want it thick. 3, and I'll start getting a bit smaller. You can even probably do another one out there. How's that looking? Excellent. Same with here. We'll start them out. A big one here. And let's flick it, flick. I might make them a little bit bigger. Why not? Flick it, and I just want that sort of flick at the end. And I might even do one like that. Okay, fantastic. So that's sort of like a lot of our white done. Now we need to do the whites in the eyes. So I want you to get your brush and just come down like that. And same on this side. And that's the white in the eyes. Okay, stand back and have a look. How's our giraffe looking? I think our giraffe looks pretty good, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to add a little bit more white, you can absolutely put like some little dots here, here. You can add sort of some up here as well, just so there's a little bit more white throughout. Maybe even some on his little cheek, maybe one here. You can even highlight the top of the nose, so just down and around like that too. And you can even do a little bit of highlights sort of coming up here as well. Okay, so there you have it. There is our giraffe. Actually, I am going to just put a little highlight under there. It's under that ear as well. Okay, I think he looks pretty good. Now, when we're finished, of course, we can sign our work. So if you want to sign your work, I'd usually dip it in the black paint, and you can either sign your full name or just your initials. So I'm just going to do my initials. Usually do it in the right hand corner, but it's up to you wherever you want to do it. And my initials are BH, so let's try. There's B, and there is H. There we go. Step back, have a look, see what you think. I think he's looking pretty good. So everyone's will look slightly different, and it's all just going to depend on the color choices. Okay, but that's the basis of sort of our colorful giraffe. It's a really good one for kids. It looks really cute if you put it in a frame, and you can even have it in a child's room. If you know, you might have a boy or a girl, so you can choose the different colors. It looks really nice in pastels as well. So that's just some examples and just some ideas for our giraffe. But look, thank you for joining me today. And look, we have plenty more tutorials. This is just one of them. And feel free to go online and have a look to see what we have, and download another one and do another one of our art tutorials. And look, we can't wait till we can open back up in the studio and see you all there. But for now, we'll just be doing these. And until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.